Topic of today's lecture is rotation motion. So we all, whenever we had a motion, so we all have understood what is the translation motion. So just taking some concept of translation motion. So what is translation motion? Translation motion is just shifting of an object from one place in space to another place like in a rectilinear way or in a curvilinear way. So in both of our if we assume that it will take any of the path, this market make infinite particles, but whenever it takes a translation motion, the velocity of each particle at any instant of time will be same. I want to say that velocity of each and every particle will be same at an instant of time. So just we assume that this is at position 1, and this body is performing or a translation motion and going to position 2. So this body is made up of infinite particles. We assume that there are n particles, 1, 2, 3, 4 and nth particle. So if we assume this is velocity v1, this is traveling with velocity v2, this is traveling with velocity v3, and this is traveling with velocity v4, and this is traveling with velocity vn. So velocity will be equal. This means that v1 equal to v2 equal to so this means that velocity of each particle 1, 2, 3, 4 and nth particle velocity. Therefore velocity of each particle at an instant of time. If assume that this is at instant t is equal to t1 and this is t is equal to t2. So instant of time at time t is equal to t1, all the velocity of the particle v1 to vn will be equal to v. Similarly, at time t2, all of the velocity will be equal. It is not necessary that at both of the instant of time the velocity of the body or the particle will be same. I want to say that one or two will have same velocity. It is not necessary because there is maybe an acceleration or maybe a constant or zero acceleration. So in this case this will be different scenario, but I want to emphasize on this that if velocity of nth particle will be same or acceleration produced will be also same at a same instant of time. Now if we come on the topic rotation, why have we emphasized this? Because in the case of rotation, it is not necessary that all of the body will have or each particle in the body will have same velocity. It will be different, which will be studied in afterwards. So just studying the topic of rotation motion in a easy approach and easily approach with the help of examples. So my approach is that I will take example from my childhood memories and from practical ways. In this way it is very easily to understand the topic, and I will use it from further advantage. So first of all, whenever we go in a playground, so what we will do, whenever we find a pole, so we grab the pole and take a rotation motion about it. Like this is a pole and we are taking a rotation motion around it. Okay, with the length of space, I am just if this, then we are doing a rotation motion like this. So this is an example which I have drawn. Then if this is a pole, which we try to I want to draw, then this is a pole and the kid is making a circle round around it by holding it. So basically what he is doing, he is doing, or a body is doing a rotation motion around a pole. So in this, the pole is acting as an axis around which the body is taking a rotation. So body is revolving or making a rotation around the axis or pole. Now another example, that a kid is making a rotation, fixed point, fixed axis like this. I can revolve or make a rotation on the fixed axis. So in this example, if a kid is there which is taking a rotation, about an axis, this is an axis which it passed from the it's an invisible axis which passes through the body. So this is the main. Okay, we will discuss it here. Another example from our practical life is running of a car. So we are able to see a forward motion of the car. So but actually the main thing is that this forward motion is due to rotation of the wheel on the axle. So basically, if a car is moving forward or backward, it is due to only rotation of on the axle of the wheel. So basically, if we assume an axis of rotation, then axis of rotation will passes through the axle of the wheel, or like this, it will passes from the wheel and coming outside this board. So axis of rotation is this one. Next example is from a second or third grade. We study that rotation revolution of Earth. So basically, what will it do? The Earth will rotate about its axis like this, and plus it make a revolution around the sun. We are not considering it an elliptical for basic simplicity, and in order to understand crude knowledge of rotation, we are just assuming that it is taking a circular path. So it's taking a circular path around the sun in the manner. So there are two axes. One axis is passing through the sun, to the earth, inside the earth, about which it is taking a rotation of 24 hours, and another axis is passing from the sun, which is it take the time period of a full revolution is 365 days. This is not important in case of rotation, but just in detail for. So now in both of the cases, what we have, the axis isn't shifting or just anything. Axis is fixed. So we can say that these both cases came from the approach that there is fixed axis, rotation about fixed axis, rotation of the body of a kid about a fixed axis, which is pole or an invisible axis, whatever it is. So we can say that that's the fixed. But in this case, if we assume another car or a non-inertial frame of references which is also moving with velocity v, if this is running with velocity v, then there is another car which is also moving with velocity v. So if this driver try to see another car, what he is able to see? He will see that car is stationary at the point, because it is moving with same velocity, but the wheel is rotating on its axle. So basically, I am trying to say that he is able to see only rotation of the wheel. But in the same time instant, if a person sitting on the ground or inertial frame reference, and we are making the car is invisible, he is only seeing the wheel of the car. What I am trying to say. then he is seeing that he will see that he will able to see only rotation of the wheel around the axle, and which is also moving with velocity v. Or we can see that we can also see that it he is able to see that axis of rotation on which the tire is rotating is moving with some velocity v. And we have to understand that axle is always in the middle, so center of mass of the wheel will be in the middle portion. So just this axis of rotation passes to center of mass. So what if we try to relate from previous example, which we have said that it is a fixed axis, or rotation is taking place around a fixed axis, then rotation takes place around the axis in translation. So we can say that now in our for example 4th, around its axis the earth is taking a rotation, and this axis is also moving or taking a circular path or rotation about the sun. So axis in rotation, this axis is in rotation. This one, if for example, if some body will move like this and it will rotate on the same point like this, then it's a better example of this. Because some of my colleagues is not satisfied that this is actually, they think that this is actually a shifting of earth, which is also right, right on the basis of concept. But I am only trying to explain the topic, so not going into detail like this. Just now, according to our JEE syllabus, axis of rotation will not come in our syllabus, so therefore we have to understand only these two cases, like rotation about fixed axis, rotation about axis in translation. So basically we can divide rotation on the basis of axis of rotation in 3 categories. So this topic will be excluded from our syllabus. So basically we have heard 2 examples in previous rotation about fixed axis. So on the basis of axis of rotation passes from center of mass, we can further divide this category into 2 parts. I have just making a short form of axis of rotation A1. So axis of rotation passes through center of mass or pure rotation, or axis of rotation doesn't passes from center of mass, like a kid holding a pole. So this is basically the crude way to understand rotation. But if we try to go on the basis of judgment, on the basis of mathematics, for the judgment of the motion, whether it is a translation or rotation, then we can easily generate a rotate, or easily understand or capture that this is a rotation motion on the basis of change in orientation. So basically if the axis shift, then it's a translation. But if the axis rotate, or principal axis will shift, or principal axis will change its orientation, then it's come in rotation motion. So what I am trying to say, so assume a tool rod which is holding a mass m. If we just push, like if we apply a force and push it from position 1, which is this one, to position another position. So basically we want to judge that is it a translation motion of both of the rod on end of it, or it's a rotation motion. So basically what we will do, we will draw the principal axis which is at normal to the body in both of the positions, and we will try to superimpose both of the position at the same point. Like we will shift this position to there. So if we try to recall that it is like this, and these both axes will coincide on each other. So basically we were able to see that this only or this principal axis shifted from position 1 to shift 2, but the orientation or angle will not be changed, it will become same. But in this case the orientation will be changed by angle theta, or the orientation of the rods from which the weight is connected will be shifted by angle theta. So rod is performing a rotation motion, but the mass m is in translation motion. So now we can we are able to differentiate between translation and rotation motion. So we will try to expand our knowledge or develop the mathematical knowledge or mathematical learning on the base of the proof. First of all, what we are trying to see, rotation about fixed axis. Now if we assume that this is an axis of rotation and this is a body, this body whose center of mass will be lying on the body, but it doesn't passes from axis of rotation. So actually this body is in rotation motion with angular velocity omega. Actually this will take a path of rotation around this axis of rotation, like this will come out from the board and perform a rotation motion like this, and then it will reach inside the board on the board, and then it will go inside the board and complete the rotation motion. That I am trying to say. Now assume that this is performing like this. So radius, if radius of particle 1 will r1, second is r2, and nth particle is rn. So what I am trying to say, that in each of the cases, velocity, if assume the linear velocity which will be coming out from the board. And we have to understand in this also that actually we can assume a 3D space as position or adding of adding a infinite surface area, infinite area in xy direction. If assume that it is in z direction, then if sheets infinite sheets of infinite sheet of width, infinitesimal width that it is infinity in x direction and infinity in y direction. So a sheet which is of infinite length and infinite area, if we superimpose infinite sheet on like one sheet on the other sheet, then we will able to cover whole surface or whole space. So like this, so this will rotate around that a sheet on the infinite in that sheet. What I'm trying to say, that if we assume that this is a sheet which is coming outside from the board, so this will cover a circular motion. We assume only particle R1, then it will cover a circular motion on a surface area which is perpendicular to the axis of rotation. So on this surface area, it will cover a circular path on this surface area. So basically, with a linear velocity v1, which will apply if a particle move like this, then velocity at this point, if this is radius, do not think that this will be this is a joint. This will be this is an imaginary, or this is an invisible. Only we are able to see this particle, and which is moving with radius r1 and like this. So yeah, this the speed of v1 will come like this from this particle coming towards us, and at each point in the rotation, it will changes its direction. If we assume that v1 is constant, it is not necessary that v1 will remain constant. But for simplicity, we are assuming that v1 is constant, but it will change its direction like this on each point. So if v1, v2, v3, vcom, and this is vn. So in this, velocity v1, v2 and vn will not be equal to velocity v at any instant of time, like we take in translation motion. First thing is that we will be equal to r omega, but angular velocity like omega, there is same angular velocity, or we can say that it will cover same displacement, same angular displacement with respect to time, or d theta by dt will be equal, or angular velocity will be same for each and every particle. So angular velocity of particle 1 will be omega, 2 will be omega, com will be also omega, center of mass will be, and nth particle is also omega. Similarly, angular acceleration is also same. This means that linear acceleration will be different, but angular acceleration of nth particle will always be alpha for instant of a time. When axis of rotation passes through the body, then all of the particles which lie on the axis of rotation do not have any angular velocity. Just assume that if this is moving like on the axis of rotation, I will try to when I will see, then this is not changing its this will not change its position. But if it's like this, this is a body, and if it moves a rotation in rotation motion, then this will develop in velocity or change its position, but this is entirely fixed with respect to this. uh, does I have I okay uh, uh, do I am able to clarify myself? This particle is not able to uh, change its position. It will be at same point. Therefore, angular velocity, we see the angular velocity nth particle. If this marker is contained of nth particle, then angular velocity of nth particle, like 1 2 3 4, like this, will be same omega. But linear velocity, like it velocity like this of each particle, will be different. Second of thing is that the particle which lie on the axis of rotation does not have any angular velocity, or this point will be look when we look at these points, there will be this will be at a point or fixed at the same position. Now we will try to explore some of the topics from second when axis of rotation, when axis in translation, or when the axis isn't fixed. Notation about axis in translation. Axis, I mean axis of rotation. Exactly, this is a contain very wide category of motion, but according to our GE syllabus, we basically give our more preference to the rolling motion. Like a wheel which is rotating about velocity omega plus rotation, this wheel also shifting its or this wheel is moving forward with velocity v. Like this, the next position of this wheel will be like this. Next position will be like this. So in this way it moves forward. In the forward direction, please ignore the drawing, my drawing, just trying to catch the concept. So it will move in with angular velocity omega plus linear velocity or translation velocity v. So this will came in the term of rolling, like rolling of the wheel, rolling of the sphere, and rolling of many of the circular objects. So this motion, actually we can say that rotation about axis of translation, or we can divide this motion into two different motions. Translation plus rotation. So we can divide this motion in two different type of motion, translation and rotation, and then we superimpose or apply the principle of superposition position and add both of them at same instant, because these are acting at same instant of time, but we are only able to when or on the basis of trying to understanding the motion, because it is a very complex motion. If you try to assume that this is this particle, or if we try to design its location or the displacement covered then by this particle, then it will be like this. Assume this like this is very complex path, but if we assume that in both translation and rotation motion, then it will become very simple. And one thing I am trying to emphasize most on the point, that if we see a rotation of the wheel, so we assume that center of mass, or like axle, when we are trying to see axle of the wheel in rotating car, then we are going to see that only the axle about which the wheel is rotating. Like then we are able to see a stationary axle, and this is shifting, like this is shifting from one position to another. So what are we going to see? How are we going to solve this approach? Is like we divide this motion into two different kind of motion: translation and rotation. Then we will superimpose, then we apply principle of superposition, and we will add on the basis like rotation or about center of the mass and shifting of center of the mass. What I'm trying to say, that if we try to trace any particle, or path of any particle will be like this, but if we try to trace center of the mass, then what are we are going to see? That center of mass will be like this, which is around which wheel is moving, and this center of mass will be shifted in this direction. So tracing of center of mass is a very easy method in which we will able to give an approach to solve this question. Now we will try to explain some other topics